Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if I'm talking to you or anything like that. But
Yeah, we live. We live. Let me set everything up real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Mhm. Make sure I get you in here. Boom. Boom. Then save. Oh, let's keep it real. Oh, alright. Alright, got that taken care of. Okay. What's going on, everybody? This is Jay Lynn. I'm here with my boy Drew Red. What up, Drew? Drew might be on mute.
What's going on?
Oh, there he is. All right, guys. So, let's see here on the ticker. About 8 hours ago, LL Cool J had released a new single on his upcoming album, but this single is titled Saturday Night Special with Rick Ross and Fat Joe. Prior to this, LL Cool J had started off with, excuse me, LL Cool J had started off with, I believe, originally working with Dr. Dre, and he said, I guess in a nice way, he said that it felt more organic to work with Q-Tip, and so pretty much him and Q-Tip are gonna. He's got Q-Tip kind of help produce, and with his album, this song in particular is produced by someone else. Didn't really recognize the name, but to me, I could automatically get the Rick Ross vibes. But without further ado, I'm about to get this track started. You guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any LL Cool J fans in the building. Let's do this. All right.
And the
Yo,
signal here, trash. Yeah,
yeah. And then how'd you so Drew, how'd you what's your thoughts on this verse?
I
I'm
like
not
this
verse, not
verse.
not the verse, the hook.
The hook, man. Uh,
Hey Drew, you have to take your time. Your connection is going in and out, Drew. Not right now. I cannot. Your connection is bad right now. Yo, are you there?
yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, I can hear you now. So yeah, I guess you can give it a shot trying to with your connection. You might be able to. So what'd you think of the hook?
Oh yeah, the hook. I was saying that the message was cool, but the hook to me is just kind of simple. Like they could have
Mm.
delivered, had.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was about to say it. I don't know if your connection is gonna be strong enough for you to get a full sentence off, but
Well,
it sounds like you said that you it sounds like you said that that the hook was kind of simple.
yeah, I said the hook was simple. Uh, the message was cool though, but they really could have came with a different delivery. But
Yo,
it was kind of
I'm
simple.
live right now, Ross. Do you want to hop in the stream with us?
I'm driving.
You
Should
can. All you have to do is hit the link if you wanted to include yourself. You don't have to have your video. It's up to you.
yeah. What y'all talking about?
About LL Cool J's new song.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on my Discord in the hip hop tab. The link is in there. Yep, all you have to do is hit that link and it'll send you in there. In here. Yep. Oh damn.
What happened?
Darrell just messaged me. I'll tell you off air.
Oh yeah, about what happened. I forgot to
Mm-hmm.
tell you about that. Yeah. He said he's straight though.
I will honestly say that I feel like Rick the way when LL Cool J first come in, I thought Rick Ross sounded really good following LL Cool J's verse. The only thing that really gets me is I don't they both were under Def Jam. I understand that. But is it a good idea for LL to bring in Rick Ross being from Queens?
Ah,
I'm not the biggest fan of Rick Ross anymore.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I wouldn't have used Rick Ross on the track.
I'm not denying his
Me
talent though.
personally. Oh yeah,
Rick
he
Ross
got the
can yeah,
talent, but
Rick Ross can spit, but I don't know. I mean,
I just wouldn't
I'm
have
not
used.
gonna I, I mean, look, LL can do whatever he want to do. This is just my opinion. But I feel like with LL Cool J halfway almost signing with G Unit during those times to where Jay-Z had owned when Jay-Z was running Def Jam and pretty much Jay-Z kinda did DMX and Jay-Z Dirtball. I mean, my fault. Jay-Z did LL Cool J and DMX Dirtball when he was running Def Jam. Like, I don't know if it was a good idea for LL Cool J to bring in Rick Ross on this track. Not saying he has to
Yeah,
answer to 50 or pick a side, but I don't know about that one.
yeah, I personally wouldn't have did it.
But the verse is good. And then you got the original Freeway Ricky Ross on Joe Budden's podcast making statements about so basically Freeway Ricky Ross said that he tried to sue Rick Ross and it was like a time frame of limitation, the reason why he lost his lawsuit. But Freeway Rick Ross mentioned that he got letters from people in jail said that this man Rick Ross was a piece of shit correction officer. Said he was the type of correction officer that'll freaking snatch up your extra clothes
That's crazy.
or take your money. Well, you know what I'm saying? Basically, them correctional officers that do extra.
For
So
no
like
reason, he
really what
looked
we
like
looking
one of them shicey
Yeah,
mother.
that's what I'm saying. He was one of them. He wasn't even. I was I was almost fathoming the thought that he was like maybe like one of them correctional officers that be like smuggling and doing all that other extra stuff. No, he was a. Apparently, the allegations is he was a piece of shit CEO.
So he was like, you ever watch Prison Break?
Uh-uh. I have not seen Prison Break.
Oh man, it's an officer on there that he's shaking down people's cells, just doing crazy stuff, man.
What up, Jave?
Yo, it was good. It was good.
What's going
What's
on? We
poppin'?
checking out. Not much. We doing a reaction video to this LL Cool J, man. Did you have you listened to the track yet?
Yeah, yeah, it's fire. It's fire.
All right, so right now we did the LL Cool J first verse. Many thoughts on it, and then we kind of just started talking about Rick Ross's. But I guess with you hopping in, what'd you think of LL Cool J's verse?
It was pretty decent. I mean, very consistent. Uh, it gives me the same LL sound. Reminds me of the 4321 joint from way back when.
Mm,
Uh, he might have a little bit later. He might have a little left in the chamber, but he definitely ain't missed a step.
yeah. I know he had been working on his comeback, and originally he was promoting working with Dr. Dre for his album, but he said he ended up I think not nicely he said he just felt like working with LL Cool J was a better fit. I think he nicely was trying to say that working with Dr. Dre is a fucking headache because the nigga don't release nothing.
I mean, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like I could only imagine that you sit there and get like 3 or 4 tracks done, and you can't hear back or work with Dr. Dre anymore. Because I think he's got a bunch of tracks with people that's like on hold right now.
Yeah, he's high on the quality, and I mean, LL has an East Coast sound, so I don't know if his sound would coincide and mix well with Dre anyway, being an East Coast artist. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what they do out west, you know, I don't think I've ever heard LL on a West Coast beat.
He
If,
had
if
he
I,
had a Dr. Dre track way back in the day. That was a hit single.
yeah, he does well with I think Timberland. He did well with Irv Gotti way back when. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
the hits that he had, was all East Coast music. So I don't know if I could hear him on West Coast. I don't know if I could hear him on the Daz beat.
I could to be honest with you, if it were to be a Dr. Dre, it would kind of be a sample of instruments. I like how Dr. Dre might mix that up, kind of a smooth, grown, mature vibe, almost in comparison to kind of how Maybach Orchestra and how Rick Ross has those kind of tracks. Dr. Dre is
Yeah,
kind of known for chopping up original instrumentals and putting
yeah.
his
He could
drums
chop
to
up.
them.
He could chop up some keys very, very well.
Exactly, exactly.
But so I mean, that route would sound decent, because a lot of 50 early music was chopped up keys. When you listen to Still Dre, that's chopped up keys. You know what I mean? Just playing
Hmm.
up. So that's very can be done. But but that old school West Coast sound, I don't think I care LL on that. On a Ring Ding Dong, or
Mm.
I don't think I can hear him on a
I don't. They're not redoing those kind of tracks. Don't do Dr. Dre
Doggy
like that. Like
Style. You know what I'm
he
saying?
gonna redo. He is
You know what
not
I mean?
redoing them doggy track funk
I
eras, man.
can't
Don't
even
be
hear
putting
him
that smut
on
on
the How
Dr.
We
Dre
Do. You
name.
know what I'm saying? On the Dre How We Do beat. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, but I like what I hear so far. I can't complain at all. It's not bad.
Mhm. All right, we're gonna continue it on then. Oh. I also wanted to ask, how did you feel with LL Cool J picking Rick Ross as a feature?
Um, well, when I initially, uh, I thought Rick Ross's verse was gonna be a lot more fire than what it was,
Mm.
but uh, when I heard it, I thought he wanted to compete. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But now I see based on who he picked people that weren't gonna rap better than him.
Oh shit.
I mean, because you remember,
I thought I like Joey's verse more than Rick's. Not saying I don't think any of these verses are bad, by the way.
like I said, I just don't think he picked anybody that would rap better than him. I don't know if you remember 4321, but he had to deal with Redman, DMX,
who all had better verses than him on that joint.
what's the boy he ended up dissing?
Cannabis.
Yeah, Cannabis.
Yeah.
He won't make that mistake again.
Oh yeah. I mean, look for the record, Cannabis got LL together.
Shit, DMX and Redman did too. So look, I don't think we'll ever get anything from LL rapping with anybody. Like, he didn't put Wayne on the verse. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go out there and get Prime Jeezy on the verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but still a good song.
Is Snoop still involved with Def Jam?
He might be. I think he is. I know.
Yeah.
But this is released on LL Cool J Records. It's on imprint, like his own publishing.
This no. This I looked at it. This is Def Jam / Virgin.
Really?
Yep.
When I looked on time,
I'll go back to it. Let's see here. Hold on. He's still on the rights to all this shit, but hold on. I could be. Hold on. He might have this. Let me double check. Well, Cool J. Would I search credits?
What is that?
Would I search for credits?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
When I pull it up on the streaming site, that's what I had on there.
Okay. I'm just trying to see, like, make sure, like, all like what's the credits behind it.
Yeah. So I pulled up the streaming sites. It had LL Cool J Inc. underneath it.
Well, I'm not denying that still exists. That I definitely seen that.
Okay. But either way though, play Ross verse.
I'm about to. I mean, I was playing it, but yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me see if I can go back a little bit. Go back to the beginning of his verse. Listen. Yo, okay. Did you switch over or something? I got two Javes in here.
Yeah, I did. Hold on.
All right, let me get the other one out. Okay, or I guess you'll just hop back in here then. Yo,
I'm in.
Okay. SSJ, what up though? Are you a LL Cool J fan, SSJ? I didn't know. But so Jay.
Yo.
Hold on, here we go. Drew's coming back in there. Okay, so Jay, when you say LL Cool J made sure he picked people that wasn't gonna rap better than him, sometimes that stuff's intentional because Lil Wayne told agreement with Eminem he told Eminem, look, you're not gonna outshine me on my own record, but we could both make a really good record together. Do you think that's an agreement that they could have had between each other?
I don't know if they had the agreement, but I was surprised in Ross. I thought Ross was gonna give a better verse, but you know, it was still consistent. It was still good.
It was kind of typical.
Yeah, it wasn't a great Ross verse. It was just it was a solid. You know?
Now, following what LL Cool J has said, I think. I'll say this. Often at times, I feel like LL Cool J is trying to be more impressive with his collection and vocabulary, but like substance-wise, you know, LL Cool J against his predecessors, even around his age. Well, I mean, he was around his age. You know, it's a little bit of a disconnect.
Yeah, could be.
I think he's part of like delivery and vocabulary. That's kind of more.
Yeah. I
How do you
mean,
think the ladies is gonna feel about this? It's LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool J.
we got to hear it outside. When you at
Mm.
a function, is how you gonna know what the ladies think. You know, when they hear it in a function, how it comes on, how it appears. You know, that's when we get the true love. But you know, it's not a ladies joint for sure. So you know, it's a hustler. So you know, it might
But
be
he's
one of
he's
the heavy songs.
I can see him adding this to the songs on his set list when he's doing the Rock the Bells tours, because he's pretty much he's bringing all the Def Jam veterans with him on
Yeah,
that Rock the Bells tour. So this wouldn't be a bad moment because at the end of the day, there's a bunch of married men bringing their wives to see LL Cool J too.
yeah, for sure.
So maybe this be a moment at the concert to where we don't feel like our ladies is being serenaded for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They probably ripped the cutoff on. You know what I
You know,
mean? And get to it.
let's finish out Rick Ross's verse.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what do you think? What do you think of Q-Tip hook?
It's a good hook.
Okay, I'm a huge Q-Tip fan.
Said you a
I think,
Q-Tip fan?
yeah, I'm a huge Q-Tip fan. Like, I think he's one of the he's very underrated
Mm.
lyricist.
Yeah, he is very underrated. I give you that. I'm not gonna lie, he is. Um, one thing he always does is he gets the job done. He
Hmm.
finds those samples that are very few and far between. He uses
Hmm.
instruments that his instrumentation is very, very well.
Hmm.
And guaranteed hit. He makes music that's appealing to the ear. So
Hmm.
even if you don't like the rapping, even if you don't like the chorus, um, your mind is gonna tell you that this sounds good. It's gonna sound good. You know what I mean? Like no
Yeah,
matter what the
he's gonna
person is
deliver the
doing on the
sounds.
song, that beat is gonna sound good. It's gonna be smooth. I mean, it's not nothing's gonna be too high, nothing's gonna be too low. That the beat is not gonna irritate you when it comes on. Appealing
Mm,
to the ear. Very.
I like that description. Let's
In
get.
his bag. I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, I was about to say, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Joey the one who went off on these niggas one good time.
He didn't do bad. I can't complain.
You know what I'm saying? Looked like he lost a couple of pounds or whatever. He like, oh yeah, y'all want to talk this talk? I could talk this talk. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I really didn't spend that much time in the South. So my first introduction to Rick Ross came from Fat Joe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we all did. hmm that hustling era, Khaled did a lot too. You know what I mean,
So do you okay, considering that the LL Cool J halfway champion or kind of was cool with 50 Cent was almost considering signing a G Unit to a certain extent during when Jay-Z was running Def Jam.
hmm
Do you think 50 is going to take it some kind of way that LL siding with Rick Ross?
probably not. Probably not. I I think 50 got a respect for LL. And I mean, both of them being from Queens and being an OG, you not really gonna fuck with LL like that. And
Mm,
LL not one of the niggas to play with, so you don't really
that's a
want to have
fact.
that. You know what I mean? You don't want to have that type of energy out there. But now
Mm.
I don't see 50 fucking with that nigga like that.
Because there's a time period to where the internet and people like to joke around with
Yeah.
with with LL Cool J being a sex symbol and etc. But to be honest with y'all, um,
I,
streetwise and being held accountable in them hands, I don't really see too many people really trying to challenge LL. So I think you're onto something with that one. I think 50 might be looking at this man like more so like a big brother, big dog OG.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Other than Diddy and Hove, I've never seen 50 fuck with nobody from the generation before. As far as like negatively, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm. Well, he
uh,
did slap the fuck up out of apparently. There's allegations that he did beat up Fredro Starr.
uh,
That was a
That's a little
generation before.
that's a little different though, but nah.
Okay.
Nah,
I'm talking about like
did he do
I'm
that
talking
for
about
real?
like Run DMC, KRS-One. You know what I'm saying?
Rakim and
Snoop,
all them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rakim and them. Like he ain't.
Yeah.
I've never heard him disrespect any of those guys.
Nah,
I got
ain't
you. I
gonna
got
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
That's respect. I get that. Creative, directed by Hi-Hat, directed by Jake the Shooter. Okay, LL Cool J, Inc., label, Def Jam Recording / Virgin Music Group.
Okay.
There it is right there.
He must have a mic.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like this. Hopefully we'll hear it on the radio more so. I would like to see this song in a on a TV show. I'm gonna be bumping it a little bit. I really like the instrumental. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's that Q-Tip production. Like I said.
Yeah, that instrumental halfway made me want to come out of retirement a little bit. Put a verse down.
Yeah, I don't know why you playing around. You need to go ahead and hop on the verse.
If I give me a little freedom, when I get a little more freedom, I definitely gonna at least do a verse or two. Warm up my brain a little bit.
There you
Yeah. That's gonna conclude this one, fellas. If y'all could stay in here after I end this stream.
go. All right, no problem.
All right.